Live? Are you? Can you see
Well,
anything? Oh, now
I
there's like a
didn't.
0. Yeah, I think we're here.
Okay,
We're
hi.
live. Hi. Welcome to the 302 Marketing Redirect Show. My name is Jen McFarland.
I'm Bridget Willard, and you're welcome. You are going to be able to vicariously live through what Jen and I have to say about marketing, clients, and everything else, and hopefully laugh because we are your vicarious outlet.
We are. It's kind of like
Schlancha.
marketing behind the scenes or marketing confessional. And we would call this show Marketing Confessional, but like there's other stuff that's really close to that name, so we can't really do that. So we decided to call it 302 Marketing Redirect, which is means I think you can tell me what you think it means. Like we are temporarily redirecting our thoughts to something else.
Yeah, because a 301 is a permanent redirect and a
Yeah,
302 is temporary. It's just a
right.
little bit of nerdy and it's a little bit fun. It's almost like an address. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Instead, it's going to be how do I deal with? And I don't know what your first question for me is, but let me tell you what I've been struggling with for a long time. It was way back in 1972. No, but for real, the emotional labor that we take on as marketers
Oh
for
yeah.
businesses that aren't our own.
Yes. And then okay, so that was going to be another question I had for you. So on a related question, does that ever mean that you don't market your own business?
Oh, no, you have to. I mean, like, I did not put makeup on. Like, even though this is like temporarily not about marketing, we can't not market.
I don't know. I don't have any makeup on. This
I
is
mean,
au
just,
natural.
hey, maybe next time that's how
What
it'll
can I
be.
say? I don't know. I am not always great about marketing my business. I get really busy. I've been really busy the last 2 weeks, and I mean it's crickets for me on social media. But you're
Okay.
on it more than I am, I think.
Well, okay, so I'm like, I know a lot of people say they're systems and processes people, but like, I don't have a choice. That's just how my brain thinks.
Right.
So, and what I used to tell, like when I was an employee, okay, tweeting out my link, like if y'all want to see this thing and you don't know that it's happening, uh,
Here's where you
redirect,
go.
yeah, is live.
It's
Oops, whatever.
happening.
But okay, so here's the thing. What I tell clients is that no, and this is the emotional labor part. What I tell clients is,
Oh my gosh, this tweet is taking forever. Does every tweet take you this long? Is this
no, this is ridiculous. It's just because the internet's so greedy. So
so
anyway, like
Bridget broke Twitter. Sorry guys.
I miss the fail whale. Like Elon Musk should have bought Twitter just to get us the fail whale.
That's not even on his top 10,000
Not
list, I don't
that's
think.
well, he didn't ask me and he should have. So,
Well,
but here's the thing. So I've always tell my clients, I can't care about your business more than you do, right?
yeah, I do that a lot. I think I care more.
So so rubber meets the road, look in the mirror. Fridays is when I work on my business. So I kind of like do this thing where it's half day Fridays and half day Saturdays. And then if I've done my thing, my blog post, a tweak to my site map, or any kind of marketing new that week, then I get to go to the pub
So
or whatever.
you're coming to us live from the pub? No.
No, no, it's Saturday. But like, so I decided, like, well, what would my ideal schedule be? Like, Fridays are dead on social media. They're so dead. So
Yeah.
I only work the morning, like maybe 10 to noon or 10 to 1. And then in an ideal world, which I'm not perfect, I mean, I haven't written a blog post in a while, but I've been working on Launch with Words. But like, whether I edit, I edited a something on my sitemap, right? Or I make a video or something, anything for my business. If I've done it that week before 1:00 on Friday, then I'm off. So I give myself kind of the incentive and the reward for doing it.
Yeah. You keep mentioning this edit to your sitemap. I have to say that for me, that is not breaking news. I don't tell anybody about that.
Well, okay, so I used to say I write a blog post, but like I'm not always writing blog posts anymore. Sometimes I'm editing the ones that I currently have.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
if all that Google wants is that it change the sitemap, they don't know what's what.
They don't
They
know
just know
what's
your
what.
sitemap changed.
So, yes, I carry a lot of emotional labor. It's changed some since I've taken a forever break from developing websites. That changed it a lot. When I was developing websites, it happened all the time that I seemed to care more.
Forever break.
We're on a break like forever. Sorry, Ross. Like it's not happening.
That's
We're
what
not
I'm
coming
like.
back.
You're like, I'm going to mark this podcast explicit. And so I'm just going to prepare you for the arsenal. But like, I used to tell people, I don't give a fuck. Fucks are on back order. I'm out of stock. I don't know when they're coming back in. Like, that's like you get to a point where you're done, and that's fine. But it's that self-awareness, you know? And so that emotional labor, though, with client work is really hard. It wears on you.
I mean, yeah.
I
I mean,
think
that's
that's
part
what
of
we
it.
don't get. We don't, we're in business for ourselves, and we're glad to be in business for ourselves. But
And y'all need to care about your business as much as we do.
more. It's not my job to
I
care
mean, it's
more
at
about
least
your business than
equal.
you do. No, and I tell people that. Like, I've tried to convince people to use Twitter because that's where you're getting the eyeballs. And literally made a video, 26-minute Loom for a client showing all the stats, like what they're paying for that for me.
Yeah.
And so
Oh yeah, nobody watches those. I
cost
make those
per
trainer
impression.
videos. Nobody watches those.
No, and they're like, well, we want to kind of move away from Twitter. I'm like, but that's over half your impressions. They're not on Instagram. Instagram's biggest lie is that it's a good place to market your business.
Do you know what the organic reach is on Facebook and Instagram right now?
I
It's
don't
bad.
want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay.
Like,
It's bad.
but just tell me. Tell me what you see. Like, because
Well,
I
the
started
range.
taking it personally. Like, what the actual fuck? How am I getting 400 impressions on Facebook and 4,000 on Twitter?
I don't know. Well, you probably have a lot more followers on Twitter, to be fair.
No, for brand new accounts.
Oh, brand new accounts.
Brand
Yeah.
new,
Because the
spanking
average
new.
reach of a Facebook post is somewhere between 1% and 2%.
Oh,
That's why.
nice.
And then on LinkedIn, it's getting pretty bleak. I really think that has to do more with engagement over there.
Right.
Like if you can get some people to react, then it shoots up pretty quickly. And then Instagram is, of course, I don't have the link in front of me of who did all this research. The Instagram the research they did, it was like between, it was a higher range, but it was still very low, still below 10%.
Wow.
For Instagram, and Instagram gets all this press about being so
Right.
great, and it's just getting pummeled. Everything is paid now. I mean, honestly, there's just so much out there that's paid.
Yeah.
You have to work harder, but that's why everything is talking about SEO again.
Yep.
You have to do that.
I
So
mean, like literally, like for this emotional labor again, I gave a book away at the chamber meeting, and it's the only online marketing book you need for your small business that co-wrote with Lauren Leonida. And he didn't know that I was the author, but I was speaking at the chamber. And he's like, oh yeah, so if I do this, I'll be successful. And I turned to him and I said, if you actually do it. Yeah, if you actually will do it.
Mic drop.
And my niece sent me, hey, I really need to be better on social media, blah, blah, blah. And what should I do? And I go like, hey, I have a plan for you. I've literally made a marketing brief and a 20-minute Loom video that will work if you work it. It works if you work it.
Work the
And
plan.
that's why my motto has always been do the work. It's on the back of my mug, do the work.
But you don't have a mug right now.
No,
We're
because
after
this is off
hours.
hours.
This is off hours. We
Yeah,
don't do
this is
mugs right
just,
now.
you know,
I, I hear you.
bourbon time.
So
It's
it's
7
bourbon
o'clock in
time.
Texas.
It is. It's 5:12 in Portland, and it's been dark and rainy and gross all day. And I think I can see sunshine coming in through your San Antonio window.
Yes.
And I just think that I hate you even more
We're
now.
at 33 degrees north, so yes. No, not
Yeah.
33. That was Dana Point. 29. So we're getting
It's not dark outside except the clouds and the rain because it's decided to be like crappy weather again.
Well, that's the difference of when I moved from California to Texas was where I lived in California, it's marine layer or nothing. You don't
Right.
get the pretty shapes. Here,
So,
it's like thunderclouds. So you get the cool shapes, and then it's like it does its thing, and then it's over.
did you know that a cloud weighs like 50,000 pounds?
What?
Yeah.
How does it float? That's a
Don't
different
ask me
podcast.
science questions. I'm in marketing.
Oh my gosh.
I read this interesting article. I'm sharing like a funny like tidbit. Now you're like, how does it float, Jen? I don't know. The floaty stuff.
The floaty stuff, it's like probably like the whole atmosphere being involved and
Right.
gravity
You
and
know what I'm talking about.
particles. Yeah. No, and like no, but you said something interesting that is another rant of mine about where people think that marketing isn't science.
Oh, it's totally an art and a science. It's both.
It's both. And so what I used to tell people is like marketers, especially on social media, we are dealing with data in real time.
Yeah. And you have to adjust and you have to test and nobody knows for sure. Okay, so all of this leads me to the question that I had for you. So,
Okay.
art and science, constantly dealing with things real time. Has a client ever asked you for viral posts?
I don't know where they think this shit comes from. Like, what? So one guy's skateboarding, listening to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, drinking ocean spray cranberry juice. He looks like a gangster who would never listen to Dreams. And now you think you could just do that? The whole point with things that go viral is they're an accident.
Right. So I had a client, this is when I first started out on my own, who said that she wanted me to to create a viral post like every month. And I was like, I don't think you understand what viral means.
Seriously.
Sometimes I say those things and I'm like, I really shouldn't probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
No, I do. And people say, "Well, we're not getting a lot of clicks." I'm like, "That's not what we're buying. We're buying eyes." There's no such thing as a first click lead. It doesn't exist. It's like the Abominable Snowman. Like it doesn't
That
exist.
exists. Are
Okay.
we going to put a pin in that? We'll circle back to the Abominable Snowman. Because you're crushing a childhood dream. Anyway, so it doesn't exist. The one-click lead doesn't exist.
It's just impossible. I mean, it happens. I've seen it happen twice in all of the years I've been doing this kind of work. That it's just not going to happen. Like, and I once did this Facebook Live, and I ended up exporting it, putting it on my YouTube channel. Stop treating social media like makeup, sex, and a bad marriage.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, because I tell people, when you fight with somebody, Tina and Ike Turner, whatever, I'm glad she finally left that abusive bastard. And I just finished watching Respect, which is another.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
What all these women who have great stories seem to be involved in domestic violence. Not their fault, but it's just like, is that what we have to do to be strong? I don't want to have to. Could we not have trauma? And anyway, so I'm like, wait, it's trigger warning. I thought it'd be like more about the music and it's more about trauma. So,
Ugh,
but like,
yeah.
that's the thing is like,
Are we still talking about one-click leads? I don't.
Yes, they
Okay.
don't exist. Like,
They
it's
don't
like
exist.
so, like, I would tell people about Snickers, okay? So, I'm 49. I remember the Snickers commercial where they're in a school classroom, and you hear the girl's stomach rumbling, and, like, she has the Snickers, and so everything's fine. So, you people seem to think that these, kind of exist, right? And then but even in the checkout aisle, you have those, impulse
Yeah.
buys. So, buying a website is not an impulse buy, okay? Nobody, like, drunk dials a web developer. You might buy
I do think a client drunk texted me at one point.
Oh, yeah, I had that happen.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. Nobody just, like, drunk dials to hire somebody.
But even still, even when I see the Snickers, I still think of that commercial.
Right.
So it's
How many
not
years ago?
I never
Let's
knew what this was, and I'm just sitting there. I have no brand awareness. I've never heard of this candy bar, and I look over and I think, "Oh, I'll buy that." That never
That doesn't
happens.
happen. Well, and actually what's happening now, and I think this is partially because of how many people were home for so long buying stuff from the couch, it takes even more clicks than before.
Oh my
More
god,
impressions,
yes.
more it takes longer to get people to buy, because now they're just savvier. Let's face it. Everybody
Okay,
was buying stuff online from their couch, not everybody, but a lot of people.
yes.
And so now they are all just sitting there and they're like, "Oh, well, there's all kinds of stuff I can find." They're not looking at it as a I'm just going to oh, this is it. I found it. Bye. It just doesn't happen as
Well,
much.
I will say so I will say there's always caveats, right? Have a couple of drinks, you're on Instagram doom scrolling, you see
Oh yeah.
this ad,
Yeah.
the girl's like, "Oh, you like my dress? It has pockets and shorts," and she flips it up, and it just keeps saying that over and over and over again. I'm like, "Oh, I'll buy
Not the
that."
dress with pockets and shorts. I
Yes,
mean, that's
yeah, I
that's the
did.
evil. That's
It
the
doesn't
evil.
fit. It doesn't fit at all. Like, now I'm trying to get figure out how to return this thing to China or France or wherever it came from, right? But that was like anytime I've ever bought anything on Instagram, it's always been a bad idea.
That's what I teach people in my digital marketing classes. Instead of buying stuff online, watch cat videos. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, it's really
Cause
bad.
it because at 2 in the morning, look, I understand, like, I mean, that's what Amazon and Uber Eats are for.
Right, and you can
Impulse
add things to
buys.
your wish list, but, like, I was like, "Oh, okay, I need a new pair of jeans." I actually bought the same pair of jeans twice, although one was short and one was long, so oops. But
Yeah, it
Amazon's
happens.
has a better, like, reputation. That's what I'm saying, like, so the 2 times that I bought things on Instagram, clothing, a
Yeah,
bathing suit and this, it takes 10 years to get it, and then it never fits.
it
Like,
never
the size
fits.
charts aren't I don't know who it's for, but it's not for me. That's for damn sure. Like, "Bridget, why did you do that?" "Because I'm a sucker for marketing."
I love marketing. I swear sometimes I teach things just because it's, like, reminding myself not to do stuff, like buying stuff in the middle of the night
For
and
real.
all of that stuff. So, um, so yeah, viral posts. Like, I've had posts go I wouldn't they're not viral, okay, like, we're not talking about millions of people looking at a picture of my desk on LinkedIn, but, like, some of the most knuckleheady posts I've ever had where I'm like, "Oh, I just love what my desk looks like today, snap," and I just write a little pithy statement. It's like 150 people love it and
Yep,
20 comments, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
yep.
it's my desk, and so
No,
it's just
it's
nobody
so true.
knows.
I could put like, "Oh, my husband died 6 years ago, it's pretty sad," and then get all this advice on Facebook, and then like, "Oh, here's a book I have for sale." Crickets.
Crickets.
Yeah, but they all
Yeah, no,
come
I've
back.
I've written posts that I thought were just like art, like just chef's kiss all over it, and then they're just like nothing,
Mm.
you know. So
That's what
so
I'm
you
saying, we
can't.
do all this emotional labor constantly.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, marketing is all about emotion.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it
like
is.
everything that you're trying to create is trying to elicit some sort of emotion, whether it's driving someone toward a sale or oh, that's cool, or some sort of emotion. And so, yeah, I think it's almost impossible as marketers to not get emotionally involved, at least somewhat.
Well, and that's the part with dealing with clients that's tricky because you're invested in the strategy that you came up with, and they don't care. Some other shiny thing goes in front of their way. I know you and I have talked about this whole, like, could you, like, stick with this strategy for at least a quarter before
A
you go
quarter? I'd
at
go for a
least
month.
I know. It didn't work. Okay. Keep trying this stuff and it's like saying, "Well, I dated that guy for 4 times. It's not like, I'll just try something else," you know?
It's not gonna work. I'm gonna stop dating. Because that's basically what it's like. It's like not even that it didn't work with that guy. It's like saying,
No, yeah,
I dated this guy 4 times and I'm just gonna stop dating
1 star.
forever. 1 star. Do not recommend dating.
Take a permanent pause.
Hey, stop
It's
talking about my web development
no, but
business.
no, but seriously, because I've actually talked about this in therapy because I'll be like, "Okay, I have to get clients. Okay, I want a date." I cannot work on getting clients and date at the same time. My emotions can only go one way or the other.
Really?
Yeah, because I tried dating this guy and I was like, yeah, maybe I was too harsh, like breaking up with them. But I don't want to be a sports widow before like I get it's the NBA. Like it's your team. They're out of the
Yeah.
finals. There's no finals on tonight. You want to go to a comedy show? I don't know. I'll let you know. And then no, there's a really good fight on tonight. Oh, okay. This is why
I
we have no future, in case you're
we should
wondering.
we really should have talked about this before we just hit like record. Like
Why?
because you're talking to somebody who got married pretty much before the internet.
Me too.
Yeah, but I have no experience dating.
It's the same fucking thing, though. It's the same thing. You try these people out, they try you out. You don't know if you work well together or not. You're trying to make them believe that this is gonna be the thing, you know? This is what will work for your specific set of circumstances. It's not a you're not going to Sears to buy a Dickie uniforms, you know? This is like
Oh my god, Dickie uniforms.
right? My uncle used to buy his from Kmart back in the day. But that's the thing, it's like, you know, it's not a cookie cutter. Like, you have a specific set of goals, it's what you want it to do, and then they don't listen, and then you're the asshole that gets cut. And, like, I end up talking to my peers who are employees and in marketing, and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna change jobs 'cause da, da, da." I go, "No, that's fine. Go ahead and change jobs, but I'm just gonna tell you that you will always be the one doing the emotional labor, and you will always be the one who is never believed when you're in marketing forever, no matter what the company is doing. You will
Yeah.
always be second guessed. You will always have gaslighting. Doesn't matter how many degrees you get, how many letters behind your name. There's always gonna be somebody who has a pet project or a nephew or a cousin on the golf course who wants to try this new shiny thing because that's the magic potion that's going to make your company profitable.
Everything solved. Yeah. Yeah, I love it when when YouTube knows more than me. The the clients come in and they're like, "I saw
Oh,
this
me too.
video."
Oh, it's like when we go to WebMD, we tell our doctors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, have fun doing that.
Have fun. Yay." Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
It's exhausting. That's why I was like, I kinda dream about the day where I could just own a diner in rural Texas and make lemon meringue pies and serve coffee like Flo from Alice's
Oh my
Diner.
god.
Be like, "Kiss my grits,
I
fuck
loved
off."
Flo.
She's the best, right?
Kiss my grits.
Well, kiss my grits, right? Like, we now have the title of this this episode.
Kiss my grits. Yeah, mm, going viral.
It just
Going
doesn't
viral.
it's not a formulaic thing. I mean, there was that clickbait for a long time, remember? 23 things or a marketer walks into a bar, you're never gonna guess what happens next.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Or whatever. It's like a punchline.
I love the ones that are like, an SEO walks into a bar, a cafe, a store, like, it's like every
A
single
pub,
word for a pub,
tavern,
a tavern.
nightclub.
They order a beer, an IPA, a pilsner.
I know, it's so bad. Like, my writing partner goes he teaches SEO, and he's like, he had this glass of wine. He goes, "Is your wine 86" he put it on Instagram, then put it in Canva, "Is your wine glass 86% empty?" Well, this is what happens. He goes, "I just want to have a meal where I don't think about SEO ever,
Good
but
luck.
we gots to pay the bills."
I know. I
So
know.
how do you do that, you know?
I'm so broken. I felt like I was gonna like put the slide. I was gonna share my screen and stuff. I don't have it in me today to figure that all out here in Restream. In the on the Women Conquer Business show, Shelly takes care of that stuff. I don't even do it. Like, so so I saw this post. It was a client, former client actually, that's a friend and stuff. She works with horses and mules, and she had this great video. She's got so much engagement on Facebook. It's insane. And it was a mule in the stall, and it was like a treat, and if you licked the treat, it would spin around. It
Oh,
was
how
almost
fun.
like it was on for, it was almost like it was on a toilet paper roll, but it wasn't. It was like a treat, so it was licking
Uh-huh.
it, moving around. And above it, it said CONTENT.
Content or content?
I read it as content, and I was like, "Oh, Lonnie, you forgot to write a caption." Like, and I spent forever, and then I was like, "Oh, content. Got it."
Yeah,
Yeah. So then
yeah.
I shared it in a Facebook group I'm in called Women in Marketing. And it went nutter butter because everybody thought the same thing. They were all just like, "Oh my god, I thought it said content, and they screwed it up." This whole thing, like,
And it's just this
you know
never-ending cycle of laundry that constantly has to be done, and we're
Yeah.
the ones who have to do it, and they're and then it's like, "Wait, we don't like your personality, we do like your personality, like, we like this, we like that." I've had clients say to me like, "Where did you get those words? That's not right." "They came from your website." That's where those words came from. I literally copied and pasted them. "Well, that's not right." "Well, fix your website. I'll fix this tweet, but maybe fix your website because that's where I got it from, y'all."
And that's where you're sending people.
I
I
know.
mean, the statistics are so stark right now. Like, you work primarily with, like, local businesses, right?
Well, I
So
used to work with WordPress developers, and that's a whole nother ball of wax, but also in many ways very easy because I can send them a Google Sheet without a Loom to explain how to use this. I
Right.
was a little more spoiled than I realized.
Right. Well, uh, okay. So the reason I say that is, like, with small local businesses, what you have on your website and then your Google business profile, and then, I mean, that's where people go, and everybody's on their phone, and they're all trying to figure out if they're gonna go to you, and if your website has, like, crappy stuff on it that doesn't make any sense, how many customers have you just lost?
You don't even know.
No, that
And
but the answer is nobody knows.
no, I know that's the problem. It's like you think how many people bounce. Well, you don't even know like if they're ever going to come back
They're not coming
because
back. How many people come back
I
unless they
mean,
love you?
I don't think they're going to come back. I mean,
They
it
don't.
takes 10 times to regain negative sentiment if they let you have that opportunity. It's a bad experience, a bad experience, but, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always I take the content off their website because that's those are the words that were fought about in a staff meeting, right?
Right.
In many staff meetings probably,
Yeah.
and everybody has their, like dog in the show or whatever, that they really want this one word. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many people with their hands involved in things that don't know shit about marketing. And I'm going to tell you one more thing.
Oh, are you now? What's
No,
that?
but that reminded me of one of my clients redid their website, and then I'm taking the content from their website. Well, can you write more in this tweet? I'm like, this is literally from your website. It's pretty thin now. And they go, yeah, I really want it to be lean and mean. But could you put more words in this tweet?
They do know that there's no edit button, right? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
You're just like, I'm sorry, like my face. For those of you who are only listening to this, my face is like, what the fuck? And that it's just, if you feel like you're constantly being second guessed, you're constantly
You
being
are. I
second
mean, that's
guessed.
why every company I ever worked at, like when I was an internal marketing person, when the company starts to like go south, the marketing people are the first people to go. And it's like, no, see,
Always.
we're the ones that are like standing out there right alongside your sales staff saying, no, really, it's not that bad. Everything, you guys should come. We still have a lot to do, but that's how it works. I mean, it's just the name of the game is, and then it, I think it just it exacerbates the problem. It just makes it worse. And that's, but nobody understands that. And I think it's because, and I remember this from even my years as a graphic designer, because I I actually did marketing before the internet was super popular. So
Right
like I've
on.
been around for a long time doing marketing. And everybody, when I was a graphic designer, everybody thought that it was easy. And then Canva now has just made it so that like everybody thinks that any sort of design is super easy, even though like every Canva looks the same.
Yeah.
Except for maybe our podcast cover. I don't know. That seems a little out there.
Yeah. It was fun. I
But it
really
was
like
fun.
it.
I like it
Yeah.
too.
I know. It's just like, I
But
feel like,
I feel like it's the same thing. Like, everybody thinks they know what how to do it better.
oh, there's a
You know.
program. Like, now that there's a program, there's therefore magic, and you don't need the humans.
But I think that they feel that way about marketing in general. I think
Yeah.
that's why, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at all the people going to Jasper, formerly Jarvis.ai.
Formerly
Okay.
conversion.ai.
Yeah, let those people just,
Go with God. I did try it, and it's good for like short descriptions that I then like zhuzh up a little bit. But
right.
there are people out there who are just doing long form. I mean, and long form Jarvis is awful. Why people would ever, or Jasper, why people would pay like $120 a month for garbage, because that's really what comes back. And they're just copying and pasting it into Google, and now Google's trying to figure out how to prevent it or penalize it and
Yeah.
detect it.
Yeah. I just saw an article about that. It's gonna rank, articles better based upon the author and the author's credibility.
Oh, that's hot. I'm gonna do really well then, because I don't ever use any of that junk.
No. I
I
mean,
like
why would you?
PepperType, by the way. The one I do use is PepperType, and but I only use it for like YouTube descriptions. That I then am like I said, I rework it. But sometimes do you know what I'm bad at writing? Marketing copy.
Really?
Like copywriting. Yeah. I have worked diligently at it for the last year, because I was an English major and I wrote all kinds of research papers and blog
Oh,
posts and stuff.
'cause you're an
I
actual writer.
I'm an actual writer. So like copywriting for me, I can't.
It's
I can't.
infomercial. But wait, there's more if you act now. And you repeat yourself, linkedin.com/jobs, linkedin.com/jobs, linkedin.com/jobs.
Except we're not LinkedIn. Why aren't you saying our website that we
Uh,
can't redirect properly still?
Because to me, it's like, I know jingles, I know commercials. I've always been fascinated with commercials. I love watching commercials on TV. I've thought about getting TV just so I can have the commercials. 302marketingdirect.com, 302marketingdirect.com.
Redirect. Marketing redirect. You said direct.
Oh,
Oh man. Now
yeah, I
everybody's gonna
can't.
go to the wrong website. It's fine.
Marketing redirect.
I don't think anybody's watching this. Do we even care?
No.
Yeah,
They'll
I
watch
know.
it later. See, that's the thing about content is we think, everybody cares about this live event, but apparently there's a big fight tonight,
It's
so
5 o'clock on a Saturday. This actually just shows we have no lives.
I thought about going out, but then I was like, pajamas, have a little bourbon, maybe some ice cream, find something on TV to watch.
That's so
I
awesome.
went out last night to a comedy show. It was
Well,
great.
it's June and the weather's so bad, my husband said, "Can we have stew for dinner?" So I'm making, like, winter beef stew right now.
Wow.
That's how bad the weather is, like, it's just awful. We went camping 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was a little longer ago, and so many of the campsites were flooded with ducks in them. Like, that flooded that ducks were floating in them, and I
Wow.
we would, like, drive by and I'm like, "Gosh, Oregonians, they just aren't very hardy. Like, why can't they camp in this site?" And it's like a lake. And we were
Bring your
camping.
kayak.
I know, right? And we were, like, camping by a lake, and it was so flooded we couldn't get to the lake the whole time. Like, we were there for, like, 5 days. It's just crazy here, and I thought, like, the weather here right now is such a tease. Like, it's, like, 80 degrees, and then, of course, now that it's the weekend, it's back to 50s and raining here in lovely Portland, Oregon, and I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
I am not from here, so at this point, I'm ready to just, like, go anywhere. We lived in Arizona, and I loved the weather. I just didn't like driving all the time.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really appreciated that. And then we went into the Peace Corps and came back, and we moved to Portland. And this is like one of the weather seasons where it's just gone on too long. This is the time of year where everybody's like, I've had it. Like,
Yeah.
this needs to go. And then like once the sun comes out, like there's a couple days where everybody's like kind of naked and smiling. Like it just kind of happens. And it's like, and by naked, I don't mean like, well, I mean, we do have the naked bike right here. I don't mean fully naked usually. It's just
Shorts, tank
like
tops.
tank tops and shorts and everybody's smiling and like there's a lot of glare because like so much of our skin is just hasn't seen sun.
Fluorescent.
It's fluorescent. I posted something about that on Facebook. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Talk about a white people problem. It's like
Well,
fluorescent skin,
it's a problem.
translucent
My sister
fluorescent.
always says that she's vampire white.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people here are. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where does she live?
Central California.
Oh, there's no excuse there. Come on.
Well, if you're all fogged in, you work the graveyard shift.
Oh, okay. Well, that works. Okay, that's fine. So, what are you working on right now?
For myself, I'm working on my Launch with Words care home pack. And I will tell you that it's just so easy for me to work on client work. But when it comes to my own stuff, I'm so easily discouraged. It's like stuff we talk about in therapy. Like, I know it's great. I know it's a good idea. I know it's amazing, blah, 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 blah. Like, if I could ever convert people to do niche marketing, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to do niche marketing, like just you hate money or what, Like, why wouldn't you like want to when I did my roofing one, I literally made a template for the home and about pages that they get when they buy it. And like you could literally just do this thing and market just to roofers and
Yeah.
have a whole business, like if you're a go-getter. But
Yeah, people don't
people are
wanna
like,
do that. You know, I it's so funny because one of my friends I send all my web developer clients to her, but she just has somebody right now who loved her. I mean, and I love Brienne too, that's why I send people to her, she's really great. But had this client, like, in crafts, so I think sold stuff on Etsy, and she developed her website and stuff, and she's become almost like this craft creative, like,
oh,
you know, web developer for people. And she is like like she likes to code. She's like a real school like web developer.
wow.
And she's been just super busy, totally slammed. And but I mean that's kind of like and I'm like she's like, "Yeah, I've just started doing that." You know, I mean and I don't know why more people don't do that. You just
'Cause
kind of
it
got to
works. Because then you're the expert.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
you kind of
specialize
lean into
in
that.
Twitter. Like, I'm not making your Instagram reels. Okay,
And
first of all,
yet
it's a
you're like
waste
a
of
big
time.
influencer on LinkedIn. Isn't that like
I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I know my chamber keeps talking about how I'm like the top 10 marketers to look at and on LinkedIn. I'm a human being, but I do have my 3-2-1 method, which I told everybody to do, and it seems like they're doing it. Follow or connect with 3 people a day, comment on 2 posts, write an original post. That's my Twitter. Twitter and LinkedIn that's where people are there to have a connection.
right?
Facebook is self-centered, Instagram self-centered. They're for whatever the whim of the person is, if they're even on it. It's just not a good place to spend your marketing money. I don't know how else to explain it. You got like, and people would say, "Oh, should I do a TikTok?" I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, you're not even blogging, and you want to go do dance and produce these videos? What the actual fuck? You think that this is gonna bring you more business as a
Have
realtor?
Oh, you don't have TV. There's like the best, I think it's Allstate. Are those the commercials with Mayhem?
Yes.
Mayhem like me. So there's this one right now. You probably haven't seen it because you don't have TV, but he's
But
out there.
I do have, like, the Roku channel, so, like,
Oh,
I
okay.
watch Yahoo Finance, so I get those ads.
So Mayhem is out there and he's like dancing and he's got like you could tell he's like taking a selfie, he's like doing his YouTube thing and he's like, I'm making a video that's gonna get tens of views. Like and he's dancing. And then this guy's driving by and like looking at him and runs into the back of a garbage truck, you know. And John's always like, that's why I'm not on social media.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like but I just think it's funny. It's like, I'm gonna get tens of views.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
Da.
thing, it's like,
You
people
know,
just think it's a magic. In fact,
it's
I
easy.
decided to delete my TikTok account and all of my videos because I
I
was
didn't
like,
even know
I
you were
thought
on there. I
yeah,
have it,
people
but
were
just to
like,
claim the real estate. I'm
"Yeah, I
not using
did.
it,
I did," but
you
then I
know?
was like, "Why? I don't have time for this. I don't have time
Yeah,
for it."
it
I if
takes a
I
lot of time.
if I am not writing content on my website, which I own, I have no business putting content on another platform just so that they can serve you ads.
And make money
Fucking
off of
fucking
your work.
Tinder. Fucking Tinder. Every 4th swipe I have this game I like to play with Tinder, and it's, Bridget Breaks Tinder. So I like to be in a 15-mile radius, and if you don't have a bio, I'm never clicking on you. I'm never like, if you can't write just something in there, fuck off. I'll just sit there and I'll go, "Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no," and, um, and then it goes, "We're out of connections for you." I'm like, "Yes." That might be at the root of some of my dating problems.
You think?
But now they have ads. Fuck you.
So, like, you're swiping and then there's an ad?
Yes. And you have to
Wow.
click off of it. You have to X or, swipe this way or that way. I don't do that. I
Ugh.
don't I sometimes I accidentally do the wrong way, so it's X or heart. Because if I swipe, I can, "Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to super like you. Jesus." And then I feel all
Well, yeah.
guilty, like I'm supposed to be an equal opportunity dater. I'm like, "No." I just like I listen, I'm not a mean person by, by my standards, but sometimes I just like I wanna match with somebody to say, "Was this the best picture you could take of yourself? Was
Yeah.
this is your best foot forward in 2022 where, like, we're not taking 110 camera pictures, okay, and then taking it down to the photo mat. This is your
Yeah, you
best."
get to take a picture and see it.
And
Like
then you can delete it and start over.
right.
We have
Yes.
timers, we have, selfies, like, "This is your best this is what you're doing? Okay. You do you, boo, but that's not." Like, I just wanna do coaching, like, I just wanna do what are you hoping that somebody will
Maybe that's a new revenue stream for you.
oh
You
my
could be
god, I would
like
love that
Tinder
so hard. So, like, what are you
Tinder
communicating with these
profile. What are
pictures?
you communicating with your picture? Let's talk about your Tinder bio. I mean,
Mine?
this could no, like
Oh,
this is
yeah,
you
I
talking to
would love to do
clients. You
that.
could you could be like workshopping their bios and
I've written
yeah.
bios for in fact, this is like dude, in the time that I've been, widowed, 6 years, I've only been dating for 5 of those, okay? And like I said, I was like you, I dated before the internet
before the
existed.
internet.
Literally before the internet. We didn't it's before cell phones. I mean, come on. You actually met I told somebody yesterday, I was like, "Yeah, I married my boss," like, because that's where you used to meet people. That
At
was
work.
what you
You
did.
met people at work.
Yeah.
Or at a college kegger party. That's
Yeah,
where I met my husband.
exactly. So, but yeah, I've actually helped my friend and, but anyways, a lot of people have been married and divorced and getting married again in that same 5-year period. And like 4
Yeah.
months is still my record because I figure like at 4 months, if I can't take you to a wedding,
Yeah, we gotta know.
this is not
Yeah,
gonna
this
work.
isn't gonna work.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
wedding to go to in 6 months, and if you can't not watch a fight to hang out with me at a comedy show, this just
Yeah.
isn't going to work.
Wow, I wonder if this guy's watching right now. I'm thinking,
He's no.
watching the fight.
Oh, yeah, he's watching the fight. I mean,
He's
it's
watching
this
the fight.
his entire life revolves around sports. That's fine. Like, I do stuff when I'm bored, but if
Like this.
somebody
Is this what you're doing when you're bored?
well, this is fun. I'm always gonna choose to be with people. I'm
Are we doing
always
this again? When are we doing this again?
well, it should be, like, at least weekly, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, whenever you wanna
Alright.
do it. I mean, we you and I, like, tossed around days. I'm always good with a Monday and a Friday, and I'm usually doing a whole lot of fucking nothing on the weekend, clearly, because I can't even get a guy to get off his ass to show up and here's the thing that sucked about that. I went to this comedy show, and 4 people asked me if I was by myself. Like, I feel like when you walk in by yourself
It's a good that's what we call in the business a context clue.
and then, as if I wasn't humiliated enough. I mean, they were all welcoming and really well-meaning people. That's not what I'm saying. I was already feeling super conscious about this, right? And then another lady came in who saw that on Eventbrite. She was by herself, and they said, "Hey, Autumn is by herself. Can she come and sit with you since you're by yourself too?" I'm like, "Okay." Awkward conversation with somebody that doesn't even live in San Antonio, is from DC and coming for a graduation. That sounds fun to me. I mean, she's a nice lady and everything, but like, there's so many open tables. There are only 15 people. I got to sit with the other person that came by themselves. Why does everybody have to be coupled? Like, I know I want to be coupled just for the division of labor,
Oh,
like,
that's why? You aren't leading with that, right? Like, it's not like your Twitter picture and then your bio's like, "I'm in this for the division of labor."
you know what? It should be because I can have better sex by myself, Jen. I get what I want that way, and I don't have to deal with anybody's bullshit, right? And that's why I like working in the marketing of my own business because I decide.
I decide.
I'm full circling this. Yes, I always prioritize my business because nobody's paying my bills. There's no trust fund. There's no division of labor as far as finances go. But
You
like,
haven't gotten
yeah,
your cat to do anything? 'Cause our dogs don't do anything either.
no, I know. And back when my Sully dog was alive, he was just the head of security. Boo, 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 boo. But no, I mean, like, yeah, I'm not going to date somebody who's renting a room, but I want somebody who makes as much or more than me. I'm 50 years old.
49.
I know, but like, think about it. I have to be it's 72 to collect Social Security.
I'm 50. I'm 50 years old.
I have how many more revenue earning? Like, at what point
You've
is
got 40 more years of revenue earning potential.
my grandmother lived to 101. I don't want to
Oh,
live till 101. I don't
okay.
think I can afford to. And will Twitter still be around, or will people think it's just a fad still? I'm like,
Well,
Twitter's not a fad. Turn on the news. Every single person on
but
any
really,
little podunk news
only like
station.
22% of people use Twitter.
Yes, but the people who do, it doesn't mean that's the only people that are those are the people that are on who have accounts. That
Right.
doesn't include screenshots. Think about all the screenshots you see on Instagram of tweets or
Oh, I
on the
know.
news or in the paper or in articles. Twitter is
Oh,
ingrained
in
as
my
a
newsletter tomorrow, there's going to be the best tweet that I saw that I was like, oh, this is what I'm writing my newsletter about. I haven't written it yet. Good luck, Jen. Hashtag good luck. Hashtag Sunday morning newsletter.
yeah.
It really smells like beef stew in here.
Well, you know,
That's
it's the
kinda-
winter in Portland, so
It's the winter in Portland. We don't get summer until at least Rose Festival, which is next weekend. So, or I think it is. I was supposed to be paddling, but then I got like concussed and stuff. So
that sucks.
I know. I guess my and all these people are so funny because they're like, "Were you doing like roller derby?" And I was like, "No, I was just trying to skate for the first time in 30 years."
I've
Fell
heard
over
that
backwards.
story more than once.
Russ slam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to live our youthful days, and I just don't know how. I mean, you know, you just don't know. You never know how long you're going to
No.
last in this industry, especially with the ageism. It's a real problem. That's why I color my hair.
Yeah.
Because I put a poll on LinkedIn. I said, how many of you would hire a marketer who had a pixie that was going gray?
Oh, I'm sure it was a low.
No. Okay.
Oh, because you're gonna go the pixie cut?
Oh, yeah, I used to do pixie. I hate
Yeah.
this. I hate this hair. It bugs me. I don't like it touching my neck. I'm postmenopausal. Well, because people say, "Oh, you can't date. You gotta look beautiful. Da da da. You're a marketing person." I'm more than 50% gray. Like it's a waste of money. But now I'm just like it's a business expense.
So everybody out there on Tinder, she's really not 50% gray. She doesn't dye her hair. It's all natural.
Yeah.
So are we done?
Yeah, we need to kind of wrap it up
Okay.
because it needs to. We only have an hour, and that's long enough.
Yeah. So this is the 302 marketing redirect, some sort of thing, podcast, live stream, something.
It's a stream of consciousness.
Yeah. But if there's one thing that everybody should learn, it's that one, the Abominable Snowman is alive and well. Nobody worry. Two, we can't just use some viral posts. Three, there's content and content, and marketers are always looking at it as content.
Yes, they're never content.
Content first, and then like 5 minutes later, for example, it becomes content. Okay, got it. Yeah, the horse probably isn't thinking about content. That's just me. Good talk.
Yeah, and it's just like laundry.
Any last thoughts, words,
Um,
impressions?
if you are really bummed out in your job and you're in marketing and you think moving the company is going to change that, I'm sorry to say that's not going to help. But if you're underpaid and you need to move your job in order to get a raise, then do it.
Totally.
But don't expect the culture to change. We will always be second guessed and questioned every single day of the week because we're marketers.
Yeah, but you just keep on trucking.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody's got to pay the bills. I can't just retire and make lemon ring pies. Otherwise, I'd already done it.
Yeah, Flo. Sheesh.
Because of my grits.
This has been the 302 Marketing Redirect Stream of Consciousness. I'm Jen McFarland.
I'm Bridget Willard.
See you next week.
Bye.